Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, Dr. Yukon Suckit. Welcome to day 2 of Dr. Suckit's Got a Cold. So I just took another COVID test, negative. So this is just good old-fashioned slathers the inside of your vocal cords with mucus kind of cold. And unfortunately, you'll have to put up with this for a little while, I suppose. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters. And I brought you a deck today that I found over at Magic GG on the Platinum Mythic Standard list. So the reason why I selected this deck was because it had a bunch of Streets of New Capenna cards in it that I hadn't really had a chance of playing before. And I really kind of want to see how well they do in comparison to other decks that I've played that are very similar. So let's get started taking a look at the cards in this deck. I'll point out the new ones that I'm interested in when we run across them. So we have, right at the very beginning, we got Flame Blessed Bolt, will cost you 1 red mana. It is an instant, which is so useful. It does 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and if that creature or planeswalker would die, you exile it instead. Nice. I mean, it's 2 points of damage for 1. You know, it does target creature or planeswalker. I kind of like Strangle better, just because there's not a lot of recursion going on at the low end that you would like to worry about it. We have a Valki, God of Lies. There's only one of them in here. Valki always makes, if I get him early, I play him. I just play him whenever I can. But if you can wait till you get Tibalt out of the deal, Tibalt is a one-man destruction. So let's just talk about it. So Valki part only costs 2 and he's a 2/1. When he comes into play, you get to look at your opponent's hand. You get to pick a creature card from their hand and exile it, at which point then you could pay X equal to that card's mana cost, at which point Valki becomes a copy of that card. It is so fun when that goes off well. And you get to take whatever it is that they are going to smack you around with, and you smack them around with it instead. That is so fun. The gambling part of this is a lot of times you whiff. They may have no creatures in their hand, and then there's Valki standing out in the field like an idiot. But if you can wait until you get 7, you got Tibalt, the Cosmic Imposter, and when it comes into play, you get an emblem that says any cards exiled by Tibalt, you can spend mana as though they're any color to cast those cards. So therefore, even if Tibalt's not around, but you exiled some stuff, those things will still sit out there waiting for you to make use of them. And so +2, exile the top card of each player's library. That puts things into exile, which just gives you the ability to do whatever the hell you want. Number 3, exile target artifact or creature. So that exiles that thing, which means you can then pay to put it out yourself. And lastly, you got, what does that thing do there? It says, this is hard. Exile all graveyards. So you have access to everything you played and everything your opponents played or that you've milled. And then they give you 3 extra mana to just get started. So he just goes to town, just having access to everything. He is so good that way. You just got to have enough mana to really make use of all the power you're going to have. We got Prosperous Innkeeper, a little Bilbo Baggins there, welcoming people inside. When he comes into play, you create a treasure token. Every other creature that enters the battlefield under your control after that, you gain a life. He's great. He's a great little green card. I just remember when he first came out, I used to hate his guts, and I'd kill him as soon as possible. And he's not that bad anymore. I mean, other cards are worse. You got to kind of weigh whether or not you think someone's just using it for the life gain or whether it's part of some stupid engine. And if it's an engine, you got to kill him still because he's always going to trigger off that life gain, which is going to make those life gainy ++ guys go crazy. Courier's Briefcase. So when it comes into play, you create a citizen creature token. And then you sacrifice this thing, if you can tap it then, to add 1 mana of any color. If you can scratch together 5 mana of different colors, you can sacrifice this thing to draw 3 cards instead. So I am not really sure that this is a good card. I've seen people play it. I just think that you can get one mana of any color and a citizen token out of it. Seems kind of lame. It seems like there's got to be some sort of. I mean, it is a treasure. I see it is a treasure is what it is. Because you sacrifice it to add one mana of any color. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe when we play it, we'll figure it out. We got the Meathook Massacre. Probably the best card out of this particular that set that was in the werewolf set. Let's see. Don't worry about the first part. Let's skip to the other two. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, you gain a life. That's fantastic. That only costs you 2. If you have other mana, when it comes into play, you can give all creatures on the battlefield negative X equal to that amount, which potentially you can use as a board wipe. But don't hold on to this card waiting for that opportunity. Those other 2 options are very good, and a lot of times you're just passing up on free money by not playing it early. Shatterskull Smashing. There are 2 of them in here. Essentially, it is red mana that is slow, but you can pay 3 life to put it out fast. And if you happen to have plenty of mana, you don't care about it, you can use this as direct creature and planeswalker damage, where you can damage up to 2 creatures with X damage, and you can split it. And if you happen to do 6 or more, then instead you do twice the X mana damage, and you split it amongst them. So it's just one of those cards that use it for the land, and if you happen to have too much land, then use it for its direct damage ability. We got Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which slips into the reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Turn 1, you pop out a 2/2 Red Goblin Shaman token, and whenever it attacks, you get a treasure token. Turn 2, you may discard up to 2 cards, and if you do, you draw that many cards, which is a good way of getting whatever you need potentially. And then on turn 3, you get yourself out I'm just going to call it a Kiki-Jiki. It's a 2/2, and then on the next turn after that, because it does not have haste, you can pay 1 mana to create a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control, except for that creature has haste, and you sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. And you'll see what we'll be copying here in a little bit. Like, we could copy Prosperous Innkeeper with it, at which point it'd come into play, and we have a hasty 1/1 and a fresh treasure token that we can use to buy stuff at the farmer's market. So we got Riveteers Charm, 1 of each of our colors in JUND, aka Riveter. And then they target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker they control at the highest mana value amongst creatures and planeswalkers they control. So that's usually what you're using this one for. But in case you don't want to do that, you also have Exile the top 3 cards of your library until next end of your turn. You may play those cards. So it gives you, in a pinch, the ability to look and use top 3 cards of your library. Lastly, you can exile target player's graveyard. So suck it, people who are playing Reanimator, right? Suck it. You're not going to have that crap anymore. You have 4 of those, so you can be playing that stuff a lot, right? We got Binding the Old Gods. Oh, man, it's such a good card. It's a saga card. On the first turn, you destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Gone. Then on the next turn, you get to do a little bit of ramp. It could be, I guess it has to be a forest. And then on the last one, a good thing about that forest card is that you can also do like one of these tri-lands, because as you can see, it is a mountains, forest, plains card. This is when it's a swamp or a mountain forest. So that counts as something that the Binding of the Old Gods could get. It doesn't say basic land, it just says something that has the word forest on it. And lastly, on turn 3, all your creatures gain Death Touch. For some reason, by the time I ever get around to turn 3, I have 0 creatures. They're all dead. I don't know why. We got, let's see, Ziatora's Envoy. Cost you 4, you get a 5/4 trample. Sorry for all this throat closing here. When the Envoy deals combat damage to a player, which is going to be 5, look at the top card of your library. You may play a land from the top of your library or cast a spell with a mana value less than or equal to the damage dealt, which would be 5 or less, from the top of your library without paying its mana cost. If you don't, put that card into your hand. So this guy is a card draw engine, Also, he's going to give you the ability to play those cards. That sounds really awesome. I'm looking forward to laying down some smack with this guy. And so he would be a good guy for Kiki-Jiki to copy, right? Because he'd be hasty, trampoly, card draw, damagey. It's all good. We got Burn Down the House. We got, how many got there? 2? Ooh. You know, it's funny. I fell in love with this card because I love doing 5 points of damage, each creature and each planeswalker. Burn! But the thing is, lately, the 3 devil tokens has been my go-to. I really love how they act as speed bumps. You just get them out there, and they get ran over, and they block those non-tramplers, which is all that damage you're not taking. And then the great part about it is then you have potentially up to 3 points of damage to lay on, you know, creatures or your opponent, you know, whatever you want to. They just are this great little utility players. It's actually very useful. And they have haste, which is another great thing about them. We got Goldspan Dragon, the hasty flying dragon who poops out treasures and makes them super intelligent because they get each treasure that you generate by anything else, as well as himself, are worth twice as much of what they are. So that is fantastic, Goldspan Dragon. That's another great guy to be copying with Kiki-Jiki. We've got Inferno of the Star Mounts, another great guy to copy with Kiki-Jiki. Flying haste to 6/6, and you can pump as much red mana as possible into this guy. So where are you going to get the mana from? Well, a little bit, one from Prosperous Innkeeper, but mostly from whatever Goldspan Dragon is pooping out. The last guy on our list here is Titan of Industry. So he costs you 7, but he's got Trample and Reach, and he has basically 4 potential enter the battlefield effects. You get to choose 2 of them. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Just target player gains 5 life. Create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token, or put a shield counter on a creature you control. If you were to use Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, he would be a hasty Reach Trample 7/7 with pick 2 of those enter the battlefield effects as well. It's just insane. I mean, basically this is what the Fable decks do, right? So all of that stuff is great. All of this stuff is cool. If anybody's playing against this deck, you got to kill the Kiki-Jikis. They make everything twice as bad. In the land category, we got regular lands. We got some fast dual lands. We got some semi-fast dual lands. Let's see. This is an interesting one because it's slow, but you can choose to sacrifice it to draw a card. And we got the tri-lands, which can be cycled to draw a card in case you don't need it. But you could definitely cycle these faster than you have the ability to use this one. All right, so that is the deck. Let's take it out and see how well it does. And we're playing against SteveTatar. Or is it Tatar? Tatar. SteveTatar. I don't know. And we got 3 mana, 3.5. All right, let's do it. We're going all the way from Prosperous Innkeeper to Titan of Industry. Start off with something slow for you lovers out there. Like, you can't do anything right now? No, still gonna be slow. Flame Blessed Bolt is gonna teach somebody a lesson. Was it an instant? And I do not care about Ambitious Farmhand. Alright, so there's number 3. Sacrifice, add 1 mana of any color. Draw 3 cards. Alright, and we are done. I'm going to use that token, a treasure token, for something else later, I expect. Push this off to the side a little bit. Well, you're gonna have to die. You are gonna have to die. Now get your hands off my grubby hobbit. Yeah, I'll take that mana. There we go, pay 3 life. Goldspan! All attack! Yeah, let's put out a nice blocker. That sounds nice. And turn. Alright. No, that's not good. You knew it was coming. Not my citizen. Mom, 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 mom. All right, so we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not 7. Really? Can I actually put that out? Let's see. I will Rhino and what else we got here? Destroy it. Yeah, let's destroy it. There, that's a lot of unnecessary destructive power. Doomscar! Woo! Let's just be a jerk. See you later, Prosperous Innkeeper. How I love thee. I just didn't want to gain the life that would come from that. And he gets his land. He gets a land, everybody. Congratulations, Steve. You get yourself a land. Okay, now you're making me talk. Ba 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 ba. Gain your blood money. All right, we're good still. Got to just plow through this guy, though. Come on, deck. Not another stupid land. Jeez Louise, man. That's pretty awesome, though. I can handle that. Auto pay! All attack! Nobody stands up to double Goldspan Dragon. Nobody does. Victory! Alright, playing against MTGA 210. MTGA. Okay, I guess. We've got 3 mana, which will get us through a couple of cards here. Let's see what we can do with it. Opponent goes first. We taking the slow road. Keep. Alright, that's slow. Alright, here comes an Innkeeper. Going against his newer, better counterpart, the Gala Greeter. Oh, 3 Goldspans. Jeez. Can I get up to 5 mana quick enough, though? No blocks. Kiki-jiki. No tax. Yeah, I've seen this combination a ton. In fact, I think I've played it myself a couple times. Question is, what's the top end here? Is it just more Titan of Industries? Token generator. I always liked the token generations that came out of New Capenna. No blocks. Oh. No, I'm going to decline that. Thank you so much. All right, so I could pop everything. But no, I mean, it's 3 or less. We leave Jitty Faye out there, unfortunately. I could just attack and then I could kill everything. That would work too. But then I'd leave myself in a position where I couldn't play any gold spans. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. We're going to Meathook Massacre like the best of them. Four. How to pay. Now I put myself in a situation where I need a land desperately. And I get it. I think we're also just ramped up into Titan of Industry on the next turn. All attack. That's 2 plus 5 makes 7. We're in Titan Town, baby. All right. No blocks. Let's see. Let's Rhino up and get rid of an artifact. At this point, we can hasty coppin a Titan of Industry, and we win. Suck it. And we're playing against, what is this now? Darkapoc. I think it was like some sort of play on Tupac, but Darkapoc. It just doesn't roll off the tongue nicely. What do we got? We got 3 mana. Let's keep it. Let's see what we can do with this. This deck's been very strong so far. Alright, that's a nice slow deck. Slow mana right there. That will also be slow. Riveteers Charm. Not much I could do with 2, so slow is perfectly fine. Eek. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Alright. What does this thing need here? Target opponent sacrifice creature highest. Okay, so that'll be good if I get the mana for it. What do I have? Just lock into what? Black? Alright. Kiki-jiki. That shaman needs a better name. Shane? I'll take that action. Sure, draw a card. No, I needed my dude to live. What are we going to get rid of here? Really just hoping for... There we go. That's the opponent I wish to target. Alright, so Kikijiki's Stage 2 effect used to good effect there. Looks like we can get ourselves out of Goldspan on this next turn. I don't think it's going to last long. All that blue and black is making me a little nervous. Problem is that Goldspan Dragon going into an attack gives you what you need to put out Titan of Industry on the following turn. Goldspan! All attack. Titan of Industry. On the next turn. Tamio, you complete me. No. Now I no longer can pull out a dragon on my next turn. I'll have to sit around with my thumb up my butt like an idiot. Oh, what do I got though? I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, technically 6. I can pull. So 5 if I can help it, huh? And there we go. I'm looking forward to Kiki-jikiing a Titan of Industry. Just gotta get her so... No! No! Not the Kiki-jiki! Oh. You are just ridiculously awful. Alright, anyways, with Titan of Industry, auto pay. Let's get rid of well, we'll definitely go for the Rhino and destroy this thing. I'm gonna have a lot of death touchy Titans here in a second. Bing bing. Was that an instant? That is a pretty sweet instant. You dare to fight me? Guess who my instant's gonna go for here? There we go. You're gonna love that one. Ha ha! Suck it, Dark 2-pack. Alright, so here we are with this JUND deck. What kind is it? I don't know. Mid-range, I guess. Because it seemed like it was mostly just about getting your cards out. A little bit of control. Mostly setting the stage so that you can get your big dudes out. It was very consistent. It played all the tropes. And it was good. I kind of, like we didn't see this thing. What does this thing do? When Envoy deals combat damage to a player, take a look at the top player library. Equal to the damage dealt. So that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get to see him because that's probably one of the main reasons I wanted to play this deck. It's been a long time since New Capenna came out. And, there's still cards I'm not super familiar with. But let's talk about what was really awesome here. To me, the big awesome moment was when we had Kiki Jiki and we had the ability to duplicate Titan of Industry. Because his enter the battlefield effects are just so incredible. You pick 2 of those things. You could destroy 2 artifacts or enchantments. You gain 10 life. You can put out 2 shield tokens. Any combination of this. Or have 2 4/4 Rhino tokens in addition to your Titans of Industry. So that is just fantastic. We were getting out multiple Goldspan Dragons. I would have loved to seen it burn down the house just because I love that card so much. Inferno, the star mounts. I mean, it's okay. We're not generating huge amounts of... I guess that the Goldspan Dragons creating the treasure tokens. So potentially, yeah, you could pump out and, try to get that 20 points of damage kind of situation. Yeah, maybe it's kind of long shot. The deck's not really made towards generating a lot of tokens. There's a few, though. So this is one of those situations where the deck is just good. It's just good. There isn't anything, super special about it other than the fact that there's just a bunch of great cards in here. They work well together and they perform steadily. So let's give this one a rating. Is it competitive? Well, I picked it up off of the Platinum Mythic list. So yeah, it's definitely competitive. In my play, I got a 100% win rate with this thing. So fantastic, right? That's a big checkbox right there. Was it fun? I gotta say it was fun. It was super fun. It's consistently, was winning even when you were playing second. It took the board. You were able to control what was going on with like the Meathook Massacre, and it was doing awesome. Maybe if we had gone up against some like heavy control decks or something, it would have been a lot worse. But we were able to dodge a lot of stuff there somehow. Lastly, is there a theme? Not really. Not really much of a theme. So I gotta say, I gotta give this deck just an A. It didn't pull itself all together with a nice theme at the end there. It was definitely fun and it was definitely competitive. And I think that's what most people care about. So, you know what? I had a really good time playing with it. I bet you will too.
That's all for now. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, I want you to have a great day. In the words of my people, word to your mother. Bye.